This case started as J.S., a minor, by and through her parents, Terry Snyder and Stephen Snyder, individually and on behalf of their daughter, plaintiffs, versus Blue Mountain School District. Dr. Joyce E. Romberger, Superintendent, Blue Mountain School District, and James S. McGonigal, Principal, Blue Mountain Middle School, both in their official and individual capacities, defendants, number 307 CV 585, United States District Court, Maryland, Pennsylvania. In this case, the student J.S. was suspended from school for 10 days for creating a bogus MySpace profile of her middle school principal that was lewd, vulgar, and very offensive. It accused the principal of inappropriate activities. The student had the right to appeal her suspension to the district office, but chose not to, instead filing suit in Pennsylvania court. The case was considered under three headings. 1. Was the student's First Amendment rights violated? 2. Did the school district policy contain broad and over-vague language? And 3. Did the school usurp parental rights? Considering the case, including considering similar cases and the resulting rulings, the briefing called up many cases to consider, all of which did not rule in favor of the plaintiffs. In the ruling, it was determined that the school district did indeed have the right to discipline the student by comparing them to rulings that pretty much established that the language was crude and vulgar, and so therefore was appropriate. Even though the activity took place outside of school on private computers, the seriousness of the language made the suspension appropriate. They also ruled that the school had not interfered with parental rights because the principal had the legal right to press harassment charges against the student. He did not, but he did have the local police bring them in to discuss the seriousness of the charges. J.S. and her family appealed this ruling. On September 11th, 2008, J.S. versus Blue Mountain School District, 650F.3D915, 3rd Circuit, 2011. The 3rd Circuit Court of Appeals reversed the decision, citing that the, quote, disruption of school activities, unquote, had not been severe and did not warrant the suspension. My source, LexisNexis, headed this ruling with the fact that the Supreme Court has never decided against the student, always protecting their free speech rights. However, they did not reprimand the school district nor hold it accountable for violating the student's 14th Amendment rights, nor did they strike down the policy language, finding that it was in fact specific with examples. This case was decided upon the lack of substantial disruption to school climate and instruction. What can we as future administrators learn from this? I think that we should acknowledge that we will not please all of the people all of the time, and we will be subject to parodies, insulting language, and disrespect from students and parents. Secondly, we should bear in mind that the Supreme Court has historically sided with students. In my research, I came across many cases involving student claims of infringement of their First Amendment rights. All were resolved in favor of the students. Whether or not we agree with the student, held belief, be it political, religious, or personal, we need to consider before we react. Does this speech constitute a serious threat to student education or physical and mental well-being? Is this speech protected by law? Before making these types of decisions, I know that I will inform the central administration and always request the advice of the district council. I would not want to be finding my name in one of these lawsuits, and I also would like to learn from what the Supreme Court has done in the past. So I actually believe that this is a decision that should not be made lightly and should always be made in conjunction with legal counsel and with the full support of your superiors. So there we have it, JS versus the Blue Mountain School District.